Healing doesn't always look like yoga or drinking green smoothies. Sometimes healing looks like sitting on the bathroom floor, tired, raw, and still choosing not to call the person that broke you in the beginning. It looks like boundaries that make people feel uncomfortable. It looks like rest that is so unfamiliar to you. It looks like peace that's boring at first. It looks like no longer explaining yourself to other people. It looks like finally feeling safe with yourself. Today, we're talking about rebuilding that inner safety and what that really looks like. Because the internet, unfortunately, gives you this aesthetic type of look. But healing is messy. Healing is deep. Healing is real, and healing is powerful. So before we get into this video, if you're new here and you're just seeing my face, my name is Naisha Nicole, and we are all the way locked in. And this is a channel of honesty where we talk about growth, emotional clarity, and setting boundaries. So I don't want to hold you captive any further. And I just want to dive right into this video because today in episode 18, can y'all believe this is episode 18? We're going to talk about rebuilding that inner safety and what that really looks like. So before we can talk about the how, we really have to get honest with each other and talk about the why. Because if you grew up in survival mode, or that if you've been through like a trauma or burnout or betrayal of any sort, or even just like high function and perfectionism, you may not even realize that you don't feel safe inside your own body. And I get it. That's a hard pill to swallow because you'll tell me, well, Naisha, I do feel safe, or Naisha, I don't do this. But hear me out, because you may mistake numbness for peace. You may confuse overthinking for being prepared. You may even feel most at home in chaos. And I did a video on being addicted to chaos. I'll link it here or here. Because, the real thing is that safety feels suspicious to you. And it's truly because that inner safety is not just some sort of like self-help phrase. It's like the sense that I can be with myself and not feel like I'm in danger. That's what that inner safety is. And when that is missing, like we hustle for safety in everything else. Relationships, titles, achievements, control. But if we're going to be honest, and again, we're a channel of honesty, the real healing starts the moment you say this. I don't want to feel like I'm running from myself anymore. The moment you say that, it's like something in your mind, something like in your world will just change, right? So what does healing actually look like? Let me tell you, it's definitely not what you may think it is. And the thing about it is because it's not pretty, not always pretty. Is not always linear either. Like there is no point A to point B process of you healing. Like, no, it's going to be ups, it's going to be downs, and it's just going to be, messy sometimes. And, it's not always Instagrammable. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Like the world, like when you're truly trying to heal, that's like an inward thing. And the world doesn't necessarily need to see you healing from that, because that healing makes you vulnerable. So healing can look like crying in your car, like after setting a boundary that you never thought that you would set. Like that you would literally cry because in that moment you actually had the strength from within to, set that boundary, and you never thought that you can do it. And when you do that, it's not where and I've seen these videos where you cut the camera on and then you start crying. That's not believable. That's not true healing. You're just doing that for the gram or for TikTok. That's not real. The other thing healing may truly look like is sitting like with an uncomfortable feeling instead of, distracting yourself. So if something happened and it made you feel terribly uncomfortable, like sitting with that and not allowing, because your brain's going to want to distract you because your brain wants safety. So you being able to sit with something that made you uncomfortable is going to make your brain back up and say, okay, I feel you. I know that you're processing, but I'm here and I'm not going to, overtake this situation. Sometimes healing can look like choosing rest without guilt, like for the first time. Like if you're the type of person that's go, 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 I want you to comment and say, I'm choosing rest. If you're constantly, working all of these shifts, because I get it, the bills have to be paid, but guess what? The bills will be there whether you are here or not, whether you are healthy or sick. It doesn't matter. Bills are going to come and bills are going to go. But if you're not prioritizing yourself and prioritizing your rest, I guarantee you that someone might as well just hand you a shovel and tell you to dig your own grave. And I'm not saying that from a place of trying to be ugly. I'm saying that from a place of this is a space of honesty and truth. And because we're locked in, we can have these conversations with each other without feeling any type of way. But it's the truth. You're going to run yourself 6 feet under. And that's the truth. Healing can look like talking to yourself kindly. Like even when your inner critic is being loud. And that's hard for people because the worst thing you can do to yourself is say, oh, I'm done. I'm dumb. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. And like talk to yourself negatively. That's like the worst thing that you can do because it's like you tell your brain, you tell your nervous system that that's who you are. And I'm going to keep it real with you guys because that's what we do. In scripture, like God said, I am that I am that I am. And I truly believe that he said that. And again, I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying specifically, but he did say, I am that I am. And I truly believe that him saying that meant that I am whatever I call myself. That's who I am. That's who I am. So if you call yourself dumb, you're allowing that inner person, that inner critic you're giving it permission to do that. If you call yourself stupid, if you call yourself those names, you're allowing that inner critic to talk to you in that exact same way. So we're going to stop that completely. We're going to talk to ourselves kindly. Hey, I'm still learning this. Hey, I'm new at this, but I'm willing to learn. Hey, this is my first day at the job. Can you direct me on what I need to do? Like you're going to talk to yourself like you got some sense because I know you wasn't raised that way. So you're going to talk to yourself like you got some sense. And you're going to talk to yourself kindly because if you're not going to do it, other people aren't. The other thing that healing can look like is feeling joy, not sabotaging yourself because, you're waiting for kind of like the other shoe to drop. And it's like, oh, what can go wrong will go wrong. Why? Why does there have to be what can go wrong will go wrong? It doesn't. That's just something that you tell yourself. That's something that's in your head. Like what can go right will go right. Say that, So sometimes healing means, that you're going to feel worse before you feel better. Right? It's because like you're finally letting yourself feel. You're slowly but surely rewiring your nervous system, rewiring it to talk to you like it has some sense, to treat you in the way that you should be treated, because you're teaching your body that it's okay now, like you're safe here. And going through that process, it not only does it take time, but it's going to take patience. And you will feel worse before you feel better because that's all a part of growing pains, right? And The reason why I'm talking about it because it is possible. Like it's possible for anyone. So how are we going to start building that inner safety? There's 3 ways we're going to start doing this. And I'm going to give you each way, and then I'm going to tell you why. Number 1, you're going to start noticing that inner alarm system that you have. Everybody has it. It's just that most of us spend more time ignoring it than we do listening to it. Like, example, do you always assume that you're in trouble? Do you? Do you always apologize constantly, even when you didn't do anything wrong? And I did this in one of my videos, right? I said, oh, I'm sorry. And I might have edited it out, but I did do this in one of my videos, and I immediately corrected myself because I'm not sorry. I just misspoke, or I just, made a mistake. That doesn't mean I have to be sorry for it. I didn't do anything wrong, right? That's not you being sensitive or being too sensitive. That's your nervous system trying to protect you from what it deems to be harmful to you, right? So we got to notice our inner alarm system. Number 2 is we have to practice small self-trust moments. Like, in order for us to get better, we have to do things a little bit at a time in order to get a little bit better, right? Like, keep a promise to yourself, even if, it's tiny. And one of the things that, I say with my family is I say promises are golden, right? And I say that because when you make a promise, you're promising to yourself. And unless you want to be the person that's going to constantly lie to yourself, you need to keep that promise to yourself, right? So that's how you silence that inner critic, right? And, like if you promise you're going to drink water. Like, you want to do 8 cups of water. Make sure you do it if that's what you promise yourself. Go for a walk. Like, say no without feeling guilty. Those little tiny things is what's going to build trust to your nervous system to make you feel safe. And every single time that you follow through, it's like your body is telling itself, see, I told you, I had you, I got you. That's what your body's doing, and you don't even realize it, right? The third thing that we're going to do is we're going to create safety anchors. Let me explain. Like, these people or places or routines are going to be things that calm you. And when you get to that point where you're here, right? And you need something to kind of calm you down or bring you back to earth, you're going to utilize these people or the places or the routines to do that, right? It might be, your favorite playlist. It might be through music. It might be whatever your morning ritual is, like whether you do self-affirmations or something, or whether you journal in the morning, whatever it is. Or it might be a therapist that you talk to that you can call and say, hey, look, man, I'm feeling this way and I really need to get a session. Or even a friend who keeps you grounded and reminds you of who you are. And all of those things are going to be helpful to you, because when life gets bad, when life gets loud, it will kind of default back to that old you. And if you don't have an anchor to fall back on, then it's like everything that you've done and worked towards up to that point is in vain. So, I want you to know that this is like a slow, steady work of becoming your own safe place. It's not anything that's going to change overnight. And again, we're honest, right? So I would tell you if this is something that you would see instant, change, but this isn't the case. This is one of the toughest things because your mind, your nervous system, your body has to trust you again, right? And the thing about it is you don't have to earn peace. You don't have to prove your worth through going through this unnecessary pain. You have to rest. Yes. You have to have that inner joy, have that joy. You have to rebuild what was taken from you over the course of so many years, because this did not happen overnight. You didn't wake up and all of a sudden feel this way, right? And you're going to do this one moment at a time, one breath and one choice at a time. So, if you're feeling like right now this is the time that you need to take control because you feel like you're falling apart, I truly just want you to know that, that's not failure. Okay. It's not failure. That's the beginning of you becoming who you are truly meant to be, because you're not broken. You're just rebuilding. Right. And it's okay to take your time when you're rebuilding, because some of the best structures have either been rebuilt, or if they were built from the ground up, it took time. Right. And that's the same thing about us. And that's okay. And I want you to comment, and I want you to tell me that you're building now. I want you to tell me that you're seeking peace. I want you to tell me that, you're making the choice today to start building that inner safety. And, I also want you to comment and let me know, like, what have you done? What steps have you taken to get to that point where your body and your inner peace, it trusts you, right? What did you do? Because that can be helpful for other people as well, because we're not the only ones that have gone through this or that's going through it. There's so many other people that's going through it. I mean, YouTube alone has so many billions of people, and you just never know what your story may do and who you may touch. So I appreciate each and every last one of you. I thank you for rocking with me. This is episode number 18, and we're going to keep this thing going because I know that you guys are locked in with me. YouTube is going to recommend a video right here, and it's probably going to be from my playlist. And I want you to comment also and let me know if, you guys are interested in like an ebook, or if you guys are interested in some sort of guide, because I can certainly send one to you to help you through this process. So just let me know in the comments. I appreciate each and every last one of you. My name is Naisha Nicole. Peace.